Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. Hope all is well. Hope all is good. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. Look, if you're new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I've got 295 subscribers, slowly creeping to 300, 310, 20, 30, 40, 50, so on and so forth. We don't stop, baby. But in saying that, look, it's NRL Finals. I've titled this NRL Finals Week 1. Showtime, because you know what it is. This is where you put your money where your mouth is. This is where the that build up, this is where all that pressure, all that training, all that hard work sort of gets put into this place right here. This is where the dreams are made. This is where the stats are created. This is where your legacy is basically created. And as we look, we have 8 teams here who are all vying for that premiership, and in saying that any one of them can win, but in saying that, as we all know, the top 4 is really where I think anyway the majority come from. But in saying that, without further ado, I've got a ball to catch. I'll be right back. Alright, so as we know, guys, it is the NRL Finals, right? And we have a very mouth-watering clash between the Storm and Manly. The Storm have basically brought back their army. They've got Munster, Welsh, Galfusi. They've got Jennings. They've got the Bromwich brothers. They've got Remus Smith. They've got Eisenhuth and Jennings, who are back and are ready to kick some butt. And obviously for Jerome Hughes, that'll be a big sigh of relief. Manly, on the other hand, just have one addition with Aloye, and he'll be playing prop. Again, with this game here, I've actually titled it Grand Final Preview, ? Because, well, this could probably be the grand final we're looking at potentially. And yeah, again, we just don't know. But look, the key players for me I've got for the Storm: Munster, Hughes, obviously the halves combo there, Welch as well as Bromwich, the Bromwich brothers again. And then for Manly, I've got Tom Trbojevic, the halves there, DCE foreign, as well as Jake Trbojevic and Schuster. Now, with this game here, quickly, as we know, the last time they played each other, Storm won. But in saying that's probably the game where more questions were sort of asked, particularly, against the Storm. And in saying that, I think Manly learnt a lot. This game here is going to be a juicy game. We've got Pappenhausen against Tom Trbojevic in a game that should be just worth the price of admission alone. Just these two here. What a clash. Justin Olam again up against Harper. You've got the halves again. Just wow. Just wow. And, it so happens that it's going to be, a Queensland half, and a Kiwi half versus a Queensland half and a Kiwi half as well. So, again, just adds more to that. But look, all of that stuff aside, it's going to be a forward battle. There's going to be a battle of attrition, a battle of war, a battle of blood, sweat, and tears. Again, looking for key players to sort of dominate in this game. The Storm need to stop Trbojevic, I think, personally. And Manly need to stop the halves there, particularly Munster, who can get very, very trigger happy, particularly in the offensive end when he has the ball in hand. So it's about sort of trying to shut down your key players there. Again, not having Josh Addo-Carr for the Storm will be a hindrance. Manly, though, in saying that they're fiery, they're ready to go, and the Storm are too. A lot is on the line here, because whoever loses this, well, if all things go right in the other end of the spectrum, you could potentially be meeting the Panthers in the prelims. So a very daunting place to be for any team. Again, what a mouth-watering clash. For me personally, though, it comes down to the tips. I'm going to be looking at, everyone's always, talking about Manly and how they're sort of coming to fruition. They're peaking and they're just looking really solid. There are patches, though, in their game that could probably be left to probably try and build on. In this game here, I do see Storm being the more ready team. So for me, I'm going to be tipping the Melbourne Storm. Game 2 sees the Roosters against Titans in the game that I've called So Close. Just made it. So close meaning the Roosters, right? They were so close to the top 4. And the Titans, well, hey, they just made it. They just scraped by in the bottom 8 there. But in saying that, the ins for the Roosters are Radley, Jared White-Hargreaves, as well as Fletcher Baker. And then for the Titans, you've got Proctor, Don, and Marzu, the latter two being in the reserves. This game here, I've looked at Radley Paul Newer, Tedesco, Jared White-Hargreaves, Crichton, as well as Walker as some of your key players. You can even throw in Josh Morris in there. And then for the Titans, I've got Fifita, Jaden Campbell, Proctor, Fasua, Maliawi, Fogarty, as well as Brian Kelly too, who you can again throw in that mix. This is going to be a very interesting game. You can probably look at the Roosters and say it's a foregone conclusion, but in saying that, don't take anything away from the Titans in their victory against the Warriors. I do think they'll be ready, especially with Fifita, again, coming off the bench, playing a more pivotal sort of role. How will Roosters sort of react to that? I'm not too sure. And likewise, how will the Titans react to that very aggressive style, very smooth style, particularly with Tedesco leading from the back? If you're looking at the fullbacks for experience, we all know where this one sort of goes towards, obviously Tedesco. But in saying that, if you're looking for something that's new, it's a bit of a thrill, bit of pace, I do think this one here goes to the Titans. So again, another one of those games, but I think experience and probably just a bit of toughness probably wins this one out for me. So I'll be picking and tipping the Roosters here. For Game 3, we have the Panthers against the Rabbitohs. In saying that, guys, I've actually picked the Panthers as a team for me to follow and to, do videos on. So in saying that, there will be a preview coming up very soon. So for all your fans there who are sort of wanting to know what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, particularly you Penrith Panther fans, hey, stay tuned because I've got one coming up very soon in the next video. And the last game of the finals sees the Eels versus the Knights in a game that I've called the easiest tip, ? Particularly, well, for obvious reason, we sort of look at the two teams here. We, as people who watch the game regularly, probably, if you're a Knights fan, fair enough, you're probably going to back them. But I mean, I think the cards sort of lay on the Eels here. But in saying that, the Eels have Gutho back. They've got Brown, Papali'i, they've got Paulo, they've got Newkore, Moses, Brown. They've got that's still in Brown. They've got Regan Campbell-Gillard. They've got Madison. They've got Blake as well. And the Knights have the Saifiti brothers who are back. They've got Hunt, Brayley, as well as Sue, as well as Frizzell. Again, a mouth-watering clash, particularly in the forwards. However, I just think in this game here, you've got to probably look at the backs and see what they can do. So for the Eels, I've got down the key players to look out for. You've got Gutho, you've got Papali'i, you've got Paulo Ferguson, you've got Regan Campbell-Gillard, as well as Makatoa. Look for the halves to try something, particularly Moses, And for the Knights, you've got the Saifiti brothers. I've picked Ponga, Pearce, Barnett, Frizzell, as well as Watson. And if you're brave enough as well, you might look at Bradman Best as well to do some damage. Now, again, looking at these two teams here, I do see it being very one-sided in the forwards. I think the Eels probably have the bigger, no, not the bigger pack, sorry, but more like the more aggressive pack. And for the Knights, though, obviously they're going to be heavily relying on the Saifiti brothers. Then you've got Clemmer there as well and Frizzell. In saying that, though, a lot of the magic will happen, I think, for me, anyway, in the halfback position as well as the halves. You've got Mitchell Pearce there sort of leading it, and then you've got Mitchell Moses leading it from the Eels. Again, in saying that, look at Ponga to try something. I do believe this would be a game for him to try and lead the boys around the pack. Whereas for the Eels, you're just looking for King Gutho, and I guess just a plethora of their players to do their job. Papali'i in particular will be one to watch for. And then for the Eels, and then for the Knights, like I said, Saifiti brothers will be one to watch for as well as Mitch Barnett. Overall, though, in this game here, look, I think I'm going to be leaning, as the title sort of says, I think it is a very easy tip. And again, no offense to the Knights fans there. I'm going to be tipping the Eels here in a convincing victory. I do see them winning and winning well. But guys, that sort of concludes it. And again, an HCB guarantee, I guess. Yeah, we'll go there. An HCB guarantee is that the Parramatta Eels will beat the Knights. But yeah, in saying that, guys, if you've enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Am I wrong? Am I right? But yeah, in saying that, take it easy. I'll see you guys next time. And if your team wants to win, what do they have to do? Literally the magic thing to do. Hold the ball. See you guys next time.